Chapter 5. As we enter the bar, I catch a glimpse of myself in the reflection of the shiny glass door. I'm an average guy, wearing a forgettable navy shirt and dark pair of jeans. Jen joked that she thought I didn't even own a pair. She looks fabulous, glittering with a jewelled necklace, brightly patterned top and eyes like diamonds. I know what my friends will be thinking. What's a girl like this doing with me? I often ask that question myself. I can tell Jen is nervous because she gives a high-pitched laugh at every barely funny comment that's made. Kyle, Alex and Dan were my housemates at uni, and Dan's wife Louise is here too. She engages Jen in conversation, and I sip my drink, feeling the novelty of being out in a bar. "Congratulations on the promotion," Dan says, raising a glass to me. "He'll be ahead next time we see him," Kyle jokes. I'm not sure if that means I don't see them very often, or that I'm forging a clear career path. Maybe it's both. I would like to lead a school one day, but it sounds arrogant to say it out loud. I turn to smile at Jen, but she's staring into space with a slight frown on her face. "I hope you're not working too hard," Dan comments. "Yeah, with all those holidays you get," Alex jibes. "Half term the other week and Christmas soon." "What can I say?" I shrug. "I can't compete with you, bringing Whitlock's criminals swiftly to justice." "Someone's got to do it," Alex grins. I get a drink and relax into the evening. It's unexpectedly enjoyable to be with friends. I'm beginning to think there may be something in Jen's whole work-life balance mantra, although I didn't particularly appreciate her forcing me to listen to whale music with the lights dimmed when we went away. That feels a long time ago now. I look across and she's smiling and laughing with Louise. "Jen seems great," Dan comments to me quietly. He's a thoughtful guy, wise beyond his years. "I'm glad you all approve," I say, half tongue-in-cheek, half serious. "I don't think you've ever introduced us to anyone before." I shake my head. "Never been anyone worth it." "I know you take this stuff seriously," Dan says. "Why don't you bring her to our house for dinner and then we can get to know her better?" I haven't gone to Dan's for months, and my first impulse is to make an excuse not to go in case it's awkward. But Jen seems happy talking to Louise, and it feels nice to do things like this, to have friends and go for dinner. I know Jen would want to. "That would be really great," I say. Everything is obviously going too perfectly, because then David Clark walks up to me with a girl on his arm. "Michael!" he shouts. "Fancy seeing you here. I'd like you to meet my girlfriend, Adele." The girl looks in her early 20s with hair dyed blonde and her eyes caked in green and gold makeup. She raises her hand to wave hello, and her nails are like multicoloured talons. "Hi," I say, aware that Jen is looking over now to see what's going on. "Nice to meet you." "And you," she says enthusiastically. "Michael and Jen work in my school," David says, indicating towards Jen. Adele looks over at Jen with a sudden flare of interest. "Oh, are you two together?" she asks, obviously unaware that David has spent the best part of the last few months trying to stop us forming a romantic entanglement. She tugs on David's arm, hard enough to jolt his arm downwards and almost lose his smile. I never thought his smile looked fixed until Jen pointed it out. Now I can't see anything else. "We must have dinner together," she says. Jen must be hearing this because I can see her expression change from the corner of my eye. I'm worried she's going to outright refuse. "How about we cook at your place?" She turns to David, who is unable to contradict her suggestion. "Next Saturday?" David shrugs and gives a reluctant smile. "I suppose so. Great idea." "I'll need to check with Jen," I say hastily. It's the closest thing I've got to a get-out clause. "Jen!" David shouts over. She's always said he's obnoxious, and I'm seeing more evidence of it every time he opens his mouth. "Would you and Michael like to join us for dinner next Saturday?" Jen looks speechless and her eyes move to meet mine. I know what she's thinking. Say no, Michael. But how can I? He's my boss. I've known him for years, and his new girlfriend is practically jumping up and down on the spot with the excitement of playing hostess. Like she can read my thoughts, a shadow of disappointment crosses her expression. "Sure," she says, with all the enthusiasm of someone on death row. She's going to kill me.